Now we feature at Central Valley Talk, we're about celebrating what's good about Fresno and Clovis and the entire valley. I'll tell you what's good about the valley is our next guest, Greg Kearns with Wildwood Pool and Solar. Now Wildwood's been around a long time.
Yeah, 42 years now.
42 years, I'd say,
Yeah,
from when I was a
started
kid.
in 1974.
It was out
Started
in Clovis?
started with the Wildwood Country Club, and then what we did is we kind of, Jim Cobb started the company in 74.
Okay.
My brother bought it out in 81, and I came back as vice president in right around 89.
Okay, and you're building pools, for one. You do
Yes.
solar, but let's talk about the pools first.
Yes. So with pools, there's a lot of new technologies that have come out, and so what we're doing is we're trying to stay with the idea behind the solar, kind of the way the solar industry is actually, it's just increasing leaps and bounds. So we've been doing a lot of heating systems for our pools, and we've been offering solar electric so that we can actually take care of the house and allow a lot of our homeowners to also heat their pools.
Yeah, 10 years ago,
Same
nobody
time.
heated their pool.
Yeah,
Tell us what this
exactly.
picture is.
So it was getting too expensive to heat a pool because a gas heater could cost maybe by running it 2 or 3 days at a time, it might cost up to $1,000, especially if it's propane. So with that picture there, that's showing a heat pump down below, the 3 horsepower variable speed pump. And so what that allows you to do is to extend your swimming season. I have clients that are swimming from March all the way through November.
Wow.
So they're getting really an extension because it's one thing to invest in a pool, but then the other thing is how often can you use it? You know, how...
I was using mine 3 months a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Kids maybe a little longer, but
Exactly.
I only get in it for 3 months.
And last year, you know, it was pretty seasonally chilly, and I had clients that couldn't swim till the middle of June. So I had a client of mine that installed the heat pump, and he was swimming. He's actually been swimming since March, April.
So this is solar heat.
It's actually electric. So what happens is we're just we're using either a 220 or a 220 circuit, either 50 amps, depending on the size of the unit we're trying to install.
Okay.
And so when we add the solar panels on the roof, we can also, and over here you can see there's a storage device. So with storage, what you can do with that is you can actually capture the electricity you're using in the day and heat your pool at night and run the pool equipment and run your lights.
Your
and you can
power
use
usage is
backup.
down to almost nothing at night.
It's down to a minimum, yeah, because you're using, and actually you're still using power at night, and the sun's not producing any electricity. So you've actually taken all that power during the day that you haven't used, because a lot of people are working during the day, and you can use it at night.
Yeah, and now, where did it used to go? You sent it back to PG&E or something?
Send it back to PG&E, and you're getting pennies on the dollar.
Pennies, yeah.
when do
You
that.
pay them dollars, and they give you
Yeah.
pennies.
And the advantage too, and I'm not a fan of leases. I'm a fan of purchasing the panels, because when you purchase the panels outright, you can get a 30% tax credit.
Okay.
So you can figure it's a $30,000 system. That's $9,000 you can use to do all kinds of things. You can heat your pool. You can run a heater on that system you could start as early as January.
Now, can you
can
have
swim
to-
all year long actually with heat chillers
You
now.
have to take that tax credit in 1 year, or can you spread
No,
it?
you can spread it out.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. So
You got to talk to the CPA about
yeah,
that.
so it
though,
makes
but-
sense then.
Yes, it's a
So
very
if you
good
gotta
opportunity.
take it that 1 year, it might not be
Well-
worth it.
well,
If you
you-
can spread it out a little.
Yeah, you look at $9,000 that you can put in your pocket, and you can use it. You can actually buy down the loan with that $9,000 if you do a Title I program. So there's a lot of advantages to actually buying those things through a Title I program or through a loan.
We started, say, 30 years ago,
Fixed
20
interest.
years ago, 10 years ago, you couldn't afford to heat a pool. And solar wasn't even that well developed 10,
Exactly.
15 years ago. But has it arrived?
Well, a lot of people were using, let's say they were using the water panels, and water panels can run on the average $7,500 to $8,500. And the water panels we're still using them. The only thing is that they do take up roof space. So if you need that roof space for the solar panels where you're going to get the 30% tax credit, it makes a lot of, it just makes financial sense in a lot of cases to go the heat chillers. And what I do, whenever I install a pool, I always offer my homeowners the ability to upgrade the circuit for now. They can just add it 2 or 3 years down the line.
Yeah, add it later. Now, so besides pools, solar's another thing you're doing, not just for pools, but putting
Right.
solar on people's
Yes,
houses.
we're a solar contractor.
So it's
as well.
time to do that. I mean, people who waited for the technology to arrive, it has arrived?
Yeah, well, technology is getting better all the time. The thing you have to consider with solar is if you can use that 30% tax credit, because next year it's going to lower down.
Oh,
So this is
this year,
2018, you'll get the 30% tax credit. Sure, panels are getting more productive all the time, but we have storage ability now. What I do is I install what's called a StoreEdge inverter through SolarEdge. And what that is that gives you the ability to plug in a battery system later on. So that's another thing where you can wait 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
But we have the inverter that's ready for it. Because if you do a StoreEdge inverter that's ready for battery backup, you don't have to repurchase the inverter, and that could be $5,000. So it saves you a lot of money in the long
But
run.
it sounds like now's the time to get solar because of the tax credit.
Yes, 30% tax credit. Yep.
Now, what if somebody just wants to find out more about this? Can they call you?
Yes.
Call Greg Kearns for sure.
Yeah.
Now, is there a website or something they could look at?
Well, we're wildwoodpools.com.
Okay.
So that's our website name. And so through wildwoodpools.com, we do show a lot of pools. We show solar jobs and things like that.
Let's put some more of these pictures up and
Sure.
tell us about
Yeah,
this.
so this is a new technology, and so what that's showing is a projection lighting system. So let's say you're sitting on your shelf, because we do a lot of Acapulco shelves where we can put a table in there, put an umbrella, so you can sit and you can drink beverages and sit underneath an umbrella. What that does is, let's say you have Netflix on your iPad, your cell phone, you can actually project the image right to the floor of the pool.
Wow.
So if you want to play a movie on the floor of your pool, that will be coming out this year. So what I do is my lights that I install are they're kind of projection ready. All the lights that I install
Wow,
in there.
that's fascinating.
Yeah, so that's a new technology.
And
It's
like
cool.
I said, we had a pool. We used it 3 months, and
Yeah.
never. If we had a
Right.
what do you call Acapulco?
Yeah, Acapulco shelf, yeah.
We would have used it a lot more.
Yeah, people
Would've been
use
fun,
those. And I'm doing a first step shelf. The reason why is because there's been an enormous amount of dog drownings in the valley, and so that makes it much easier for an animal to find its way out, and also for older adults to get in and out of the pool instead of that small little first step you have in a lot of the pools.
Yeah. Okay, you got
So
a
we do
big,
that as well.
big shelf there.
Yeah.
So wildwoodpools.com, that's a great website. People
Yes.
always have crazy websites that don't
Yeah.
even say their business. Wildwoodpools.com, it's easy to find.
Yeah.
Oh, tell us about this next slide.
So that's advanced oxidation. So if you want to be able to swim in an environment, let's say the kids are swimming 3 or 4 hours at a time, what that does, it's almost chlorine free. And so that's a type of unit that we can install back at the equipment that will allow the kids to swim with less eye irritation, less skin irritation. We're hearing that a lot of kids will swim in these pools, and when the pH gets out of whack, it can be pretty adverse on the skin and on the eyes. So this also makes it so much easier on the maintenance. Most of my clients are servicing the pool themselves, saving $100 a month.
Holy cow.
Over 10 years, they're probably saving around $8,400.
And this is some kind of unit that attaches to
It
your
is. It's
filter,
a
or-
unit that goes right back after the filter.
Okay.
Yes, and so it makes the pool pretty much almost chlorine-free, and it keeps the pool pretty well balanced.
That chlorine
and
costs a lot of money, too.
You're reducing the chlorine by over 90%, if not, 95 or better,
And you're
depending
not-
on the size of the unit.
So you're not dumping these chemicals in where your kids are swimming. And this is some natural process.
It's a natural process. Yeah,
Okay, very good.
yeah, it's a very natural process.
Okay, what else do you want our viewers to know?
Well, I think that's kind of what we offer. Is we try to offer technology where we can make the pool almost maintenance free. We try to offer technology so that they can swim if they want all year long and get the 30% tax credit. We offer battery backups. We also offer inverters that enable them, if they get an electric car, they can plug it right into the electric car. So there's just a lot of new technologies that are out, and then that new lighting system that will be out this year, which will be a projection system where you can sit on your shelf and you can actually enjoy a movie right in the floor of your pool. I mean, just imagine what that's going to do. When people see that, I think it's going to be incredible. So we're looking forward for that coming out in the next, hopefully by the end of the year.
If you're thinking of building a pool, or you're thinking of getting solar, or both, talk to Greg Kearns over at Wildwood Pools and Solar. That's who I would call. And is there a phone number we could give out?
Yeah, the office number is 439-7311. That's the office number. My cell phone is 709-9920. If they want to call me directly, if they have any questions, I'd be happy
Very
to
good.
answer any questions.
It's time to call Greg before the year's over, before the tax credit evaporates, and get your pool or get your solar or do both. It's time. We'll be back with more Central Valley business right after this.